Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to yet another episode of Action Movie Anatomy. We will be covering the classic film Cliffhanger today. This is super exciting. We've got some awesome guests. Hang out with us while we break the episode down. We'll see you guys in just 1 second.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Action Movie Anatomy.
Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I hope you're hanging on to the edge of your seat.
Wow.
Hanging on to a cliff right now. This is Action Movie Anatomy on the Popcorn Talk Network, the online broadcast network dedicated to talking movies and all things movie related. And this is Action Movie Anatomy, episode like 65 or something.
Yeah, I think it's 65 now.
Right in that range. We have special guests.
We do.
I don't care about you. I care about them.
I'm always here.
Hey guys.
Yeah, guys. So I'm Ben Bateman. I'm your host, and this is Brienne of Tarth. Brienne Chandler.
That's right.
The one of the two hosts of the 6 Degrees of Feature Film podcast, which we have been lucky enough to guest on. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. You know, I took a break from Game of Thrones, so here I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we are.
Yeah, at Miss Movies on Twitter. That's where you could find me if you want to.
Thank you. And skipping the all-purple Andrew guy, who we'll get back to in just 1 second, we have the other half of the podcast. We have Stacy Howard in the house.
Hey guys!
Hey.
What? Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting. I can't wait to talk Cliffhanger. Like,
Right.
I'm so pumped about this.
Are you cruising me right now? I kind of feel like you're cruising me right now.
A little bit.
I cannot
A
wait.
little bit. I cannot wait. It's so
It's
exciting.
gonna be great.
It's happening. Yeah.
It's happening. I love it. Andrew, my co-host, co-competitor on the show we just
Oh,
taped,
yeah, thanks for
and,
having me today. Appreciate it.
Where can the folks find you?
You guys can find me at Andrew Ghai on Instagram and Twitter.
And guys, if you want to find me, I am Ben Bateman Media on Twitter and Instagram. This goes back a little bit. We came on the show with you guys, and we talked about Cliffhanger on that show,
Yeah.
and we've been just waiting. We've been sandbagging this one.
Yeah.
We've been sandbagging this one,
We've
Tucker.
been sandbagging this one, Crystal.
We've been hanging in there for you, so.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, that's good.
I love all these
Good.
puns.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm enjoying
The
it.
best.
We're only a couple minutes in. Pace
Getting a little
ourselves.
rocky. It's okay. It's
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
Whoa.
We're going to lose our jobs by the end of this episode. They're better looking and funnier than you guys.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We sure try.
So guys, this is Cliffhanger. We do action movies on this show. This pretty much pertains to the rules, kind of, a little bit. Almost. Rule number 1 is that the hero always plays by their own rules. I mean, Stallone, he like 100% always plays by his own rules, even if he's trying not to. Even like Stop My Mom Will Shoot or like any of those movies. Like,
He's not playing by his mom's rules.
No, definitely not. Rule number 2, the hero and the villain are always the smartest people in the room, Tucker. I think Stallone and Lithgow are definitely the smartest people in the room, 100%.
Yes. Or in the mountain.
On the
On
mountain.
the mountain.
On the mountain.
On the mountain.
Sometimes in the mountain.
Yes.
Sometimes inside.
Sometimes
underneath.
in some
sometimes
sort of
with
water
bats.
feature.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As a quick break between rules 2 and 3, for those of you on audio who are like, are you guys just doing Tavington from the Patriots voice over and over again? They are remarkably similar. And
Damn
our
him.
voice- yeah, damn that man.
Damn that man.
Rule number 3, the movie is driven by a police, military, or political figure. He is none of those things.
But he worked for the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a state worker.
Well,
yes.
we have police, military, political, or mercenary, so like...
Or he can
Political.
work for the man or be the man. He does work for the Wildlife Administration.
That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
He could work for the man, so I guess that does count.
Qualifies.
Look, guys, we made these rules so that we could break them
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
legitimize new ones every week.
Right.
Do taking a vellum. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
That's right.
Vellum, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. And rule number 4, the movie contains a minimum of 1 explosion. There's
Oh, yes.
definitely some 1993 C4 in this movie.
Yes,
Yes.
there is.
Which
Yes.
is it's a hallmark of that era. So.
And silencers.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is in the very beginning, after he like shoots the guys in the plane, he
Yeah.
like shoots like 7 or 8 shots.
Yeah.
Then the pilot leans over with the silencer and kills the other pilot.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's
You're
the
like-
It's so nonchalant. It's
so-
like, I'm just going to do this now. All right, I'm done.
And it's so inconvenient. Like they had it planned out. He was gonna kill all them, and then he was gonna shoot the pilot. He's got a like this thing's probably this long
Yeah.
in his pants.
Are we missing? Are we missing the third hallmark of 1990s movies? Red dot lasers. We have
Yeah.
C4 and silencers. I don't think there's any red dot lasers
Don't
in this
think
movie.
so.
There's
No,
no
I
red dot
didn't
lasers or gratuitous nudity, so
So okay,
we're missing a little bit.
Yeah,
Which is
a little
kind of
bit.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like, the women are not portrayed as they would be today, which
Exactly.
is I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
I liked that. They didn't
Thanks.
romanticize anyone's relationship really or like sexualize anyone.
No.
You know, like they're just
was a
just
job
on the
to
mountain
do.
kicking ass.
Yeah, there's some
They're there.
love, but there's no
There's some love.
sexual
Yeah,
tension,
yeah.
really.
That's right.
Excellent, guys. So that is the 4 rules of action movie anatomy, and then the sort of unofficial rules that the movies were made after 1981, which, you know, the further and further from 81 we get, the more and more it's going to be difficult to find a movie before that actually does qualify. So I
Right.
think it's kind of just like, we almost, I don't think we've ever broken it, but we never really tried to break it, so.
No, 87
Sure.
is like the earliest, or 85.
I think, did we go back to 80, 85 maybe? Maybe you're right.
Rambo?
Yeah. Rambo and Rocky 5. Rocky 4, the same year. Incredible. $700 million.
Yeah, when we get into star profiles and like production for this, like
That's crazy.
Stallone is just crushing it.
Yeah, just crushed it the previous decade. All right, guys, so we are going to queue up the trailer for Cliffhanger, 1993. You guys seen this trailer?
I love that when you
I
were...
haven't seen the trailer.
course
No,
I
I've seen
have.
the movie several times, not the trailer.
This is a bizarre trailer.
Yeah.
Really?
It shows a lot.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. Okay.
Well, I love that you turned it on, and I was like, are you watching a trailer? Because of the music.
Oh, wow.
I was like, this must be a fan-made trailer or something.
Yeah. You were like, is this happening? I was like,
There's no words.
That's the best part, though. I love
serious.
it. But you see the entire film. I mean, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, this is intense music.
Look at how many buckles he has. It's perfect.
Just like Stallone being really artistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
And
his,
then
like,
we're gonna come up on
He
the
wants to
side of the
make, like-
mountain, and then we're gonna pan the fuck out. That guy's just straight evil.
He is.
Yeah, he
Oh my
is.
gosh. What's his name? Kai Knight? Kai
Yeah.
Knight?
Well, and he even
In the
like
movie?
they even give him like the extra.
There she is.
They give him like the
hanging
extra
upside down like
line
that.
of like the last thing he says before he dies is like a rapey line.
Yeah.
They like really they take it there, right? He's like
Yes.
already really evil, and then he like says that, and you're like, oh, you have to die.
Yeah.
Now you're definitely gonna die in a bad way.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We will get to that.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Stallone.
That's great.
There's no word. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Why Stallone decides that he has to take his shirt off to be under the ice?
I don't
Not
know.
really sure.
I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
I guess
This is one of my
That
favorite
part was
parts.
That's
sweet.
one of the best parts. That is
I'm
one of
gonna
the
just
best
ski down this
death
mountain
scenes.
off of
I
someone.
love that Lithgow jumps out of the sideways helicopter that's been upside down.
Yeah.
Just like, we're just gonna keep fighting. Like,
Stick around. I love that line.
no bullets, bitch. Yeah. Michael Rooker.
Completely irrelevant in this film.
Rooker?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hang on.
Hang on.
They cut this out of the film. I watched the special features. They cut that out of the film because they thought it was too fantastical.
Jump was
Because
insane.
it was 40 feet, they said. But then in speed, the bus jumps 50 feet, and that's a push. So
Still
it's like,
like-
no man can jump 40 feet.
Stallone's like, look, I actually trained for the stunt. I did the 40 feet, but...
45-foot long jump. Wow. So that trailer is, that's all I can say is just wow.
Unbelievable,
It's
right?
pretty epic.
Beautiful. There's not one word. That's so against the traditional trailer.
Yeah, you don't even get to use any of the trailer voices.
I want to see more of that.
Right.
I want
Right?
to see more just musical.
Just the whole
trailers.
movie just like
Well,
that.
the whole entire film. Thank
Like-
you.
What would the trailer voice sound like if it was gonna be like, two men trapped on a mountain?
This summer.
Yeah. Two men against the odds.
They should have just mixed it in with the music. Two men. Just like words every now and then.
Singing like a Latin hymn.
Yeah, guys. So that is the trailer for Cliffhanger. Rather than doing action movie tagline today, which did sound fun.
It did.
We're gonna be introducing a brand new game, one that we haven't actually done yet. I think we've just talked
We
about
have
it.
mentioned it.
Yeah, but we haven't done it yet. So this is the name game. This is each of us has to come up with an alternative title for the movie Cliffhanger. And I'm gonna start here. Trapped over ice.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
nice.
That's nice.
That's
Yeah.
nice. I like that. I like
Ice.
that a lot.
All right.
Over it. Yeah.
Sounds
Okay.
like a good drink, a good beverage.
Yeah.
I'm going Cliff Hard.
Oh,
that's
That's right.
brilliant.
You know, Die Hard, Cliff Hard.
No, I got the reference.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You know,
understand
for the folks at home that
what
aren't
you're
watching.
referring to.
I'm just kidding.
People at home that don't know movies. I'm kind of bummed because mine's in the trailer. I didn't see the trailer before.
on.
Oh, man.
Hang on. That was mine before.
And it's on the poster.
Is it?
There's a few different posters for Cliffhanger, and one of them is just Hang On, and that's kind of like one that's a little more exclusive. You can't get that as much.
There you go, guys. I'm
really nice work, Andrew.
very unoriginal. I just took the words from the trailer and the poster. Cool.
It still works.
Yeah.
Mine would just be stalactite death.
Stalactite.
With a stalactite. That's the best part of the movie for me. It's so incredible. Because I knew when they entered that cave and they're starting to fight, I was like, he's going to die by a stalactite. I know
stalactite.
he's going to lift him up and like pierce him. I know it's going to happen.
Impale,
And I was
yeah.
just impale him. Thank you. And I was just waiting for it the entire time. And it happened and it was so satisfying.
I'm so glad you used the word stalactite because last night when I was
Yes.
watching it, I was like, God, what's the word?
Is it stalactite
not
or
our-
stalagmite?
It's not our
Stalagmite is below, stalactite is from above.
Yeah, so
I don't know
you
if that's
guys
true.
are-
I might have made it
It
up.
is
but
true.
it sounds
That is
right.
true.
You guys are a lot smart. I was going to be like roxicle.
You could also
He dies by ice rod.
Yeah, exactly.
Ice rod. My last choice was Death Peak. But
Oh, nice.
Ooh, I actually think that might be
We
the
could also-
best.
yeah, Death Peak.
I like
Death
Death
Peak.
Peak.
We could also go with Rocky.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
like Rocky Winter, maybe.
Rocky gets Rocky this summer.
Something like that. So, guys, that is going to be the name game. Let's move on to thesis statement. And for those of you that have watched this show or listened to this show, you know that thesis statement is the part of the show. Actually, I want to just apologize for them quickly because there was a comment
Yeah, I was actually going to address this as well.
on YouTube that we actually responded to. But the comment was something to the effect of, you guys waste too much time explaining the games every single show to the audience. What I have to say to that is, the show's like an hour and 10 minutes. We probably spend like 3 minutes at tops explaining the games, but every single episode has to be treated as a brand new episode.
Yeah.
What if the first time you're ever watching the show and I'm like, thesis statement, you have no idea what it is?
Yeah, someone
So-
writes a book when they just needed a line.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
It's very confusing.
So, thesis statement is the part of the show where we come up with a bold statement, something that is definitive, the greatest this, the first this, the only this. Should never be like, this is my favorite Stallone movie.
This
It's
is the
gotta be-
coolest rock in a movie.
Yeah, it's just the coolest stalactite in a movie. It's got to be something really, really good that is strong, kind of rooted in hyperbole almost. And you're going to kind of defend it all throughout the game. So I'm going to start on that side of the table. Stacey Howard, what do you got?
Okay, so Cliffhanger is to rock climbing what Rocky is to boxing, what Bring It On is to cheerleading,
Okay.
what Mighty Ducks is to Pee Wee hockey. It is that sports movie. So if you are like a rock climber and you're like, there's not, I haven't seen my genre, my love, my passion represented on screen, that's your fucking movie. You have Cliffhanger.
That's
and
good.
it's amazing.
Right.
There you go.
You get to live by cliffhanger.
Yes, yes.
Oh, you ever been rock climbing? Just watch this movie with me real quick. You kind of get an idea of what it's like.
Yeah. This is my life.
And rock climbers like all sit around, they're like, oh yeah, that's like that scene from Cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly.
The one time we dropped her,
The one time when my friend died.
just like Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, that's like 48 minutes into Cliffhanger. Everybody knows that.
I'm going to go ahead and jump on that and completely disagree with you, unfortunately. Because mine is that Cliffhanger is the most, it had nothing to do with the movie. This movie could have been anywhere. It could have been on the moon, could have been in a cave, it could have been in a building. It didn't matter that he was a cliffhanger throughout the whole film.
Disagree.
It's like you could have had a helicopter drive into a building. You could have any of this stuff going on in any other scenario. The cliffhanging and the rock climbing really didn't come into play after the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I mean, there's the one part where he has to scale the wall.
Right. It's like 10 feet up.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I mean, he climbs, but you're also just like, you could have written this whole movie without any climbing.
None.
It didn't actually need to be that way whatsoever.
It was just like, what is a new place we can take? Oh, I know, a mountain.
Yeah.
What does people do? Oh, they climb. Cliffhanger.
And Stallone was probably like, I got this idea for the opening scene.
I'm going to
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so mine is, this is the best movie inspired by Die Hard. Because this is Die Hard on a mountain.
It is.
Right? Let me go through the others that are Die Hard inspired. I'm sure you're going to enjoy what these are. Okay. Die Hard on the President's Plane is Air Force One.
Right.
In a Tunnel is Daylight.
Yeah.
In the White House is White House Down or Olympus Has Fallen.
Which is also just the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
On a Bus is Speed.
Yes.
In a Mall is Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Interesting.
On a Boat is Speed 2.
Yep.
On another boat is Under Siege.
Love that movie.
In a Rink is Sudden Death.
On a Train is Under Siege too.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got it. In a Plane is Passenger 57.
Yeah.
In another plane is Executive Decision.
And in
And
another
in a plane with snakes.
is Snakes on a
Snakes on
Plane.
a plane.
There you go.
Now, I do have to say, I did pull this from Honest Trailers. They did Die Hard, and then they went through all the other Die Hard incarnations. So that is not all original to myself.
It is. Own it. It's yours.
It's
yours.
mine now!
Of all of those movies, the only one that is better than Cliffhanger.
Speed.
What about Die Hard?
Die Hard, Air Force One, and Speed.
Die Hard, Air Force One, and Speed.
Those are the three.
Yep.
That jumped out at me.
I
think
just
that I would rank
saw.
higher.
I saw Speed at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
Yeah, on
a few
Saturday,
nights ago.
right?
Oh, it was
was so
great.
good, right?
It was
Great.
so incredible, and they had all these amazing '90s hip hop songs as the playlist before. So I was just listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony for 3 hours. It was pretty sweet.
90s
it,
hip
was,
hop.
it was great.
90s hip hop songs, like perhaps the songs that play in Demolition Man and the scene
Yeah.
where Wesley Snipes is getting down.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was getting down myself.
Yeah.
Getting my little Wesley Snipes
Stacey
on.
Howard getting her freak on. What is
Yeah.
your thesis? I gotta know.
My thesis statement is 1993 is the most deceptively successful year of Sylvester Stallone's career, as evidenced by the financial success of Demolition Man and Cliffhanger, but the critical failure of those movies and the fact that his career proceeded to tank after that.
So
Unfortunately, Rocky IV and Rambo II, which were like the gigantic financial hits, were 1985.
Yeah.
This is 8 years later. Rocky V had come out 3 years prior. And despite the fact that these two movies made a lot of money, it had already been several years since Stallone had like a real critical hit. This is the section of his career where he's doing, and this we'll get to in just a second, but he's doing Oscar, Rocky V, Stop My Mom Will Shoot, Assassins. Like, he just starts to really kind of go down this, like...
I will defend Oscar.
Yeah.
Oscar is
dead, guys.
Even I mean, Daylight was a relevant movie a few years later, but Daylight's not a hit.
What is your actual thesis?
1993 is the most deceptively successful year of his career.
Right, because you think he's going off a cliff when he just made a bunch of money.
If you look at, I mean, this was the 10th highest grossing movie of the year. If you look at the box office receipts of 1993, you'd go, oh, Demolition Man, Cliffhanger. Sylvester Stallone's killing it. And then, like, in retrospect, Demolition Man's like a fringe cult classic. Not in the way that, like, Fifth Element's a fringe cult classic.
It's
like
much more laughable.
Very bad movie that's entertaining to watch. Cliffhanger also is, like, very entertaining, but, like, not considered a classic by people in the same way that, like, the Rocky movies are, or, like, Rambo's, the first two are. So I just think, like, when you look at his career, 1993 is the year where people were like, he was still killing it in 93.
You're like, no, not really.
But it's just kind of a ruse. It's like a clever ruse by the box office receipts.
Yeah, like, he's making money, but this is like, it's the beginning of the end for his career as leading man.
I think it's dead center in the end.
Yeah,
I think
you're
just
right.
Like, that's what my point is that if you just go by numbers, it looks like it's not the end. But I think for him, his star had already kind of done this.
Yep.
And now, Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah, I mean, and then he found the Fountain of Youth by making, you know, Rocky, inspiring another Rocky movie.
And the Expendables, like, just banking on that.
Another Rambo, just, like, kept it alive, so.
More power to you, Sylvester. All right, guys, so the next thing that we're going to get into, guys, is the fist pump moment. That is that moment when you're sitting around, you're watching the movie, and something happens. Something that just sparks a fire inside of you. You look around, you're like, you guys seen this? You pick up your phone. Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
Turn on Cliffhanger. Go to 62 minutes and 37 seconds in.
I'm eating dinner right now.
I don't care. I don't care. You need to pick up.
Okay.
Go. Good. Leave. Yeah, that is the moment. It's something that happens. It could be anything. It could be a touching moment between a father and son.
Could be the music from Terminator 2.
Could be a phone call.
Yeah.
In taking a Pelham. I can only get a half gallon. I can't get a full gallon.
Pelham 1, 2, 3. Classic. That is Fist Pump Moment, guys. So we want to know what your fist pump moments are as well. You can follow along in the conversation at AMA Podcast, of course, is the Action Movie Anatomy Twitter and our personal Twitters. Any one of the four of us, you can tweet at us. I'm just going to jump in because I remember seeing this movie in 93 in theaters.
Really?
I do.
You were 5.
I distinctly remember seeing this movie. It's just like stuck with me my whole life. The opening scene is the whole build up to the glove and the fall, which I swear to you is basically, I'm sure that's how the movie got pitched. I have this idea for a scene. It's got to be. And I just remember watching it in theaters and like it terrified me. Like I didn't remember most of the rest of this movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like it had been so long since I had seen it, but I remember that scene distinctly. I remember the look on her face. I remember that the guy's pissed. I didn't even remember if it was Lithgow or Rooker who loses the girl at the beginning until rewatching the movie. But that one scene has always stuck with me. When I was watching it again this time, it was just totally like, this is such like a 90s movie. Like, it's like, we're living, like, I was hoping we're still on for dinner. You're like, you're so dead. You're so dead.
I know, it's like, hope we're still on for dinner. And don't forget my nephew's christening. And my dry cleaning needs to be picked up tomorrow. But we'll get to that. Like, it was just, when she said I like, paused the movie and rewound it.
I mean, just everything from the credits until the end of that opening scene. Just because, like, Stallone, he's just hanging actually upside down from rocks on, like, a cliff. Like, it's shit that's actually pretty much impossible to do. Just like hanging with one hand.
Death warrant.
I'm just hanging out.
That's the best. That is the best one.
Hanging out. Yeah,
I'm just hanging out.
God.
Yeah. So that's my fist
Now,
bump
when you
moment.
were a kid, did you see the stuffed animal fall and think, oh no, that's stuffed animal, or oh no, that's foreshadowing of what's going to happen in just a few seconds?
I think all the imagery. I remember the animal falling. When I had thought back to it, I thought there was maybe a kid involved because the animal. I guess maybe like she had like a baby on her back or something.
You just try to kill
She's
a child?
pregnant.
Are you trying? I was gonna say she's pregnant, but I don't want to be that guy. And don't forget, we have to go in for an ultrasound next week.
Don't forget my prenatal vitamins.
Yeah, right.
So that's my thesis there.
So let's start right here. What is your fist pump?
Okay, I like the beginning scene, especially because you see it parodied in Ace Ventura: Nature Calls, when Nature Calls as well.
Oh my God, it totally
I
is.
think also in Spy Hard, right? Leslie
Yep.
Nielsen.
Probably.
He's got the
Yeah.
rubber arm that's stretching down.
That's so good. Love those movies.
But I like the botched money transfer from plane to plane.
Yeah.
And the person that comes across from the planes, that was like the biggest stunt ever performed. They couldn't get insurance for it. It cost over $1 million to do. They were filming this in Italy. They couldn't do that particular scene in Italy because Italy was like, that's illegal.
Someone's
you
gonna
can't
die.
do it.
Yeah.
Someone will die. Sylvester Stallone took a pay cut so they could actually get like enough money to pay for this stunt. They had to go back to the United States to do it. And they did it, and they were successful, and holy crap.
Yeah,
Like,
I was-
I can't, it blows my mind that someone put their life on the line for art.
It was one of those moments in
And
movies
for
where you're
Cliffhanger.
watching it and you're like, is that real?
Yeah, right.
Is that real? And that's real. You know, like I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. You know, this is 1993.
Because 96, they did this something similar in Air Force One,
Yeah.
right? The people transfer, that whole thing. And then I think, again, in Dark Knight, you get something similar.
Exactly.
This is 93.
Yeah.
This is groundbreaking stuff. Stallone was always doing groundbreaking stuff.
I think they were in the Guinness Book of World Records for the world's costliest stunt in
Yes.
a movie, right? For that
Correct.
scene.
Yeah,
Exactly.
for a long time, right? Yeah, before movies started costing like $400 million.
Yeah,
Right.
this is true. And only grossing like 87 million.
That wasn't the only time that Stallone took a pay cut for this particular film. He also took a pay cut because when they screened it for people, they didn't like that a rabbit dies, like a rabbit gets shot. And so he like took a cut to like have it reshot so that way the rabbit would get away.
Cost $100,000 to do that.
$100,000 for that
$100,000
rabbit's life.
Out of his own money.
Yeah.
There's not many people that pay $100,000 for my life right now.
$100,000, same cost that Cruz spent on the rap party for Edge of Tomorrow that he didn't attend because he had reshoots he had to do.
Whoa.
That's
That's
right.
mere,
Wham.
mere
Always
chump
got to
change
talk
to him.
about Cruz.
Always Cruz.
All right, my fist pump moment is with the stalactite. It's when he picks him
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and they both look at it really quick. That was my moment. Was when they both look at it because the look on the guy's face is like, oh fuck, and then the look on Stallone's face is like, fuck yeah. You know? Like- so I was watching that, and then he gets so owned, and you know I'm a huge advocate for a great villain. That guy is the most evil person in this movie,
Yeah.
and he has the most grisly death.
I think
Yes,
like
perfect.
it was probably like Stallone sitting there like watching Predator, and it's the scene where Schwarzenegger cuts the rope and lifts the car and does something really strong. And Stallone's like, I gotta do something strong in this movie. Let's just kill a guy. Let's bench press a dude over my head and just slam into stalactite. Schwarzenegger calls him, "Good job, Sly." Come on.
Still taking after me. Yeah.
Do you even lift,
I
bro?
watch
Yeah, I
you.
lift people up over there. So my fist pump moment for this movie, I love that all the deaths in this movie, despite the fact that most of the bad guys have guns, rarely people are killed by guns in the
Yeah.
movie. It's all by like Mother Nature. Like Mother
Right.
Nature is a bitch in this movie.
Yeah.
Like she. People are killed by the skiing scene, like freezer burn, basically, on his face.
That would be
Face.
so painful.
Yeah,
painful.
there's the stalactite. I think someone is like cut by one of their little booties, you
Yeah.
know, with the knife on the boot. So like everything is kind of like, how can we kill them without using normal methods? Let's use
Right.
like the mountain.
Soccer
Right.
kick him to
Yeah,
death.
soccer kick him. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Season's over.
Yeah, so that's
That guy was pretty evil too.
he was. Everyone was pretty evil. But yeah, that was my fuck yeah moment. Was
Yeah.
like Mother Nature's gonna get you.
Did you
know?
think that originally in the script it was like he actually said, I used to play football, I was a hell of a striker, but then they were like, American people are too dumb. They wouldn't know that football is not American football.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
soccer."
yeah.
Nobody who was a striker and played in like England calls it football.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
calls it soccer.
soccer.
No.
Yeah, they all call it football.
Of course.
I was like,
It's
that's false.
That's for America, because we're American.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't believe it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's our fist bump moment.
What's yours?
I said mine. I started with it. The opening scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
it was so stupid. No, I'm
Yeah.
just it's my fault.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
I also really like the scene where the other one is where she's falling and Stallone grabs her and it just like cuts to his neck and his neck is like 19 veins. It's just like it looks like his bicep. His neck has like become his bicep.
Wouldn't you want to be in a movie that like just purely showcases your physique?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you were in that, I mean, I wouldn't right
course.
now.
You
God
mean
no.
everything Stallone ever was in.
Yeah, like everything that Arnold and Stallone did back in the day was just like, how jacked can I look on screen while I'm doing something?
Oh, yeah.
Anything.
Yes, this is why he had to take his shirt off under the water.
Right, yeah,
right?
exactly.
Why is it
What do you
bad?
mean I don't have a shirtless scene
Yeah.
yet? This is ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, I think like from Stallone like will always lose to Schwarzenegger in like the jack standpoint just because
Yeah.
like I mean Schwarzenegger was
Olympia.
Mr. Olympia
Yeah.
7-time perfect body but
Calm down.
but But I mean Dutch, like you can't argue with Dutch, you know?
Right.
So anyway, let's get into star profiles, guys. Let's break down some shit. Sylvester Stallone. I started to kind of allude to this with my thesis statement, but this was like a very strange transition part of his career. 1990, he does Rocky V, which is a pretty big flop. You see that picture I pulled? It's pretty great, right?
Very good.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Whoa.
I mean, Rocky V is renowned as the worst Rocky movie until Rocky Balboa came out.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Wait,
Oh, no, Rocky Balboa is better. Rocky V is the worst, hands down.
By far.
Yeah.
Hey, people like Balboa a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Balboa, like, I think Balboa usually slots in like somewhere around 4th or 5th on the list.
Yeah.
And then you have Oscar in 91, which, as
Love
you
Oscar?
said...
Yeah.
Great movie, great film. Yeah.
And Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. And...
I remember being a kid in the video store and being like, Mom, what is this?
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? It looks funny. I'm like, why is he in this movie? Like, literally, like, 8 years old.
Is that Estelle Getty? She the one that's in- Okay.
Yeah, who I love to death.
Oh, Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, and then like it's like the next stretch of his career. Like I said, it's like Assassins, and he does do Copland in '98, which is really good.
It was actually very good.
But that's like very much playing against type for him. That's not like a normal.
Much more dramatic.
Yeah, he didn't really get a lot of movies like that. I mean, Daylight in '96 was like kind of a hit, like sort of. But I mean,
it was so bad.
Daylight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get these people to Daylight.
Daylight.
You know who's in Daylight that people forget is that Viggo Mortensen's in Daylight.
I love Viggo.
Yeah.
He pops up all over the place in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Stallone's son, Sage.
Oh really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually remember reading that or seeing that.
Is it also him in Rocky V? No. It's not.
In one of the
someone's
Rockies, I
related to
think
him.
he's a kid. Yeah.
So that's like definitely a pretty interesting part of his career. I mean, with all like Sylvester, like Stallone and Schwarzenegger, the argument was always, you know, who had the greater body of work. And I think it's difficult to argue for Stallone because
I thought you were just going to
Schwarzenegger.
stop it here.
I
Who had
was
the greater
thinking
body?
that too.
Really?
Because Schwarzenegger did so many hits as well as the Terminator franchise. And the thing is with Stallone, the reason I think he kind of like loses the fight is because there was this part of Stallone that always wanted to be taken seriously as an artist in a way that Schwarzenegger never really seemed to care much about.
Right.
Stallone wanted to sing. He wanted to do comedies. He wanted to write his own stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Because I think he was a writer first.
Yeah.
I mean, he was.
Yeah.
He'd written basically every movie he'd been in up to this point, which is why I was going to say, on paper, Stallone is actually probably more successful than Schwarzenegger up to this point. Whereas in the public eye, it was clearly in Schwarzenegger's favor. But the fact that he'd written every single movie all the Rockies, all the Rambos, Cobra, everything, I think monetarily and in production-wise, like he was definitely
because 93
in first place.
Yeah, because 93, like there's a few, like if you look at that next stretch of 93 to say like 2000, I think so Schwarzenegger does Rise of the Machines in 03, I think, and maybe Collateral Damage. He ate the schnitzel in like 2002, maybe. But that next decade, basically, where Schwarzenegger does True Lies the year after this, he was Mr. Freeze in 96. He does Eraser. I mean, he's in The Sixth Day.
Yeah.
He's just in a bunch
Jingle
of movies.
All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Yes.
He was in a lot of movies that did pretty well in the 90s. True Lies probably being the biggest success after this year.
I think that's where he really takes over.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is that period of Stallone's career. Then you look at Lithgow.
Which is interesting because it's so funny. Growing up when I grew up and watching Third Rock from the Sun,
Yeah.
Lithgow was never a bad guy for me.
No.
But he's only been a bad guy, basically. I mean, all three of these movies, Raising Cain, At Play in the Fields of the Lord, and Ricochet, which I used to have a gym teacher that would say Ricochet, and I still to this day, every time I see Ricochet dress, I was like, where's the other R? Anyway, he's a bad guy in all of these, and he's a great bad guy.
I've seen Ricochet. I've never seen Raising Cain or At Play in the Fields of the Lord.
It's just, it's one of those things that you forget how awesome Lithgow is at being a bad guy.
Yeah.
If you grew up in the 90s, and then after it was like Dexter made you be like, oh yeah,
He's great in Dexter.
he's terrifying.
He's really good in season 4. I remember watching like Harry and the Hendersons would be on sometimes. That's like one of the Lithgow things I always remember.
Oh yeah, I don't remember that.
Yeah. So.
Do you guys have any like anything from Lithgow and his body work
Yeah.
that
Well, I mean, I'm in the same boat. Like, I really only noticed him from Third Rock from the Sun, so I assumed he did comedy. And then my sisters were like, "No, that guy was in Footloose. He was his dad. He was like,
Yeah.
Footloose.
He's
He
like
was
evil
such an
preacher dad.
asshole.
Yeah.
It's crazy with Cranston
Wouldn't
and
let them
Lithgow.
dance.
Oh yeah.
How
Big time.
they were just like such jokes on TV, and then they are actually incredible dramatic actors.
I will say that through and through, Lithgow's the best part of this movie.
Oh, for sure.
And that accent.
For sure.
Yeah.
His accent was beautiful. I feel like he was trying to do an impression of Hans Gruber in Die Hard.
Totally
Like he was trying to be, Hans Gruber on a mountain. And I was there for it. I was living for it. I was like, yes, this is amazing.
So getting into production development here, we already talked about it a little bit. This movie was written by Sylvester Stallone and Michael France. There's not a whole lot about Michael France out there, but I did want to talk about Stallone really quick because he'd written Rockies 1 through 5. He'd written the Rambos. He'd written Over the Top, Cobra, Rhinestone.
Yes.
Rhinestone.
And he'd already been...
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, right? And
Dolly fucking Parton. I love her.
I feel like he was just wanted to hang out with Dolly Parton. He's like, "Ooh, I'm going to write a movie with...
She was good as Jill Magnolia, so she's pretty legit. He actually sang in Rhinestone, and Dolly Parton wrote all the songs.
Right.
And she actually will comment and say, you know what, that was a terrible movie, but that's some of the best songs I've ever written. Like, it's her greatest body of work. She said she's really proud of the music in that movie and not the movie itself.
At least someone's proud of something in that movie. And you know, if you guys didn't know, this is just a fun little thing. He got his starring role, his first starring role in a softcore porno, The Party at Kitty and the Studs.
That's probably like what your mom actually thought Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was.
Right.
And she was
Like,
like, you can't watch this.
don't
I
write
know
that.
about Stallone.
I have this goal of watching all of Stallone's films this year. And
wow.
I was like, oh, do I do that?
Yeah, you
do.
do.
I watch
got
that?
to.
Of course
You have
you
to.
do.
What is like?
If
What
I
is
can find it.
1970s softcore porno? Like, what does that look like? Do you like see Stallone's
I'll let you
Johnson?
know.
You
No.
see his stalactite. You do.
Do you
You've
really?
seen it.
No, it's a
Yeah,
stalagmite
you do.
in this
It's
case.
kind of it's swinging in there. Yeah, it's in the shower.
You see it, but
It's a porno.
We got it.
you
But
watch-
softcore. I thought you didn't
Yeah.
get to see dicks in softcore.
No.
Not that I watch porn.
It's definitely hanging out there.
it's like there's sex on screen or no?
I can't remember. I
Simulated.
just know that I've seen because they have a little image in Honest Trailers.
Yeah.
For something, and they have to blur out his little kibbles and bits hanging there. So
Wow.
This is a different kind of action movie on Action Movie Anatomy.
All right, so
We'll be transitioning into the episode about that film. Now,
that's enough about Stallone. Then we can move. I mean, I feel like now that we all know we can go see his Johnson, everyone's turned off the show
Yeah,
and is looking at
done.
that right now.
done.
It's probably on YouTube.
So let's talk about Rennie Harlin, who started his career in the film business in the beginning of the 1980s. He directed commercials, and then he started a production company with, what is his name here? Marcus Sullen?
Yeah,
he was a
Sullen,
producer. And the first movie they worked on was Arctic Heat. And then he went on to direct a lot of other great films that I had no idea. Because when we started talking about this film, Ben was like, who directed that movie? It was kind of like a legendary director, right? And I was like, nah, he's kind of a nobody. But you go back and you look what this guy did. It was the original Nightmare on Elm Street, Die Hard 2.
It was Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Was it?
Yeah, because the first one was Wes Craven.
Oh, that's right. It was on 4 and Freddy vs. Jason. That's what it was.
Right.
I'm sorry, which was a fantastic movie.
Fantastic.
Die Hard 2 and Deep Blue Sea. So if you kind of look at his...
Deep Blue Sea
And The
alone.
Long Kiss Goodnight. That's why it was coming to mind because
Morgan, is
I
that-
think Tony Morrow always constantly tells us we should do The Long Kiss Goodnight because of Rennie Harlin.
Is that the Gina Davis one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where
with
she's got, like,
Samuel?
she's got amnesia or whatever.
Yeah.
She like wakes up and she's like a stone cold killer.
Isn't she like she's chopping carrots and then she's trying to remember? She's like, I'm so good at this. I must have been like a chef. And then she like throws the knife
Yeah.
and it like goes in
Yeah.
the wall.
Because that's what you do when you're
Yeah.
done
You're a
shopping.
Yeah,
Exactly. Throw your knife. So you can kind of tell by his body of work that he's just kind of fun. He's just like one of those fun directors, like that makes kind of throwaway action films because a lot of people don't like Die Hard 2 that much.
Well, he directed 12 Rounds. Remember that movie,
Yeah.
the John Cena action movie from like 8 years ago?
Yeah.
2009. Yeah.
John Cena.
And it's got the villain is Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like him.
Yeah.
You know, he's the villain in Shanghai Nights?
Yes.
Shanghai
Yes,
Nights.
and he's good. He's good as the villain in that one.
I actually turned that
love
movie
him.
on like a month ago on Netflix.
Yeah, same with
And I
us.
immediately turned
Can
it
I
off.
turn it on? You want to talk about producers here a little bit, buddy?
Yeah, let's do it. So, Mario Casar, Andrew Vanya, they did their first movie together at the age of 18. They have done a ton of huge movies. Like they're like very legendary action producers. You see their names on screen with a lot of Stallone stuff. But I mean, the Rambo movies, except for the fourth one, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Judge Dredd, Total Recall, Tombstone, The 13th Warrior, some of the later Terminator movies. So Mario Casar was definitely a big name as far as that type of stuff goes.
Yeah, and they kind of took a step away from working together after they did Rise of the Machines and Terminator Salvation, I think, because... I mean,
They're
I
like,
don't think
we
I really
need to
say
stop.
anything. I was like, all right, bro, we gotta take a little break
Need to
from each
chill.
other.
Yeah.
And there was also Alan Marshall, who's a British film TV producer, and he's also done Malone, Angel Heart, Pink Floyd's The Wall, Bugsy, things like that. So it's kind of people that were doing well at the time, I guess, but they didn't really, their careers didn't like ever move in that upper echelon.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Marshall's definitely that's like a sort of a funny list of movies. Like the Wall, Angel Heart, like that doesn't really feel like Cliffhanger very much. And I think to some degree, like with Schwarzenegger, you always knew what you were getting. With Stallone, you kind of never really quite knew what the flavor of the movie was going to be. Because I think there was a part of him was just like, you know what, I made Rocky, so I'm always going to swing for the fences as far as making a drama. Like I always, I'm sure he like imagined Cliffhanger. This could be a great classic dramatic film with big tight action scenes and great acting and all this stuff. Whereas I think unfortunately a lot of those movies like Daylight and Cliffhanger get remembered by people as kind of throwaway action movies. But I don't think that his intention going into them was ever that. And that's.
I mean, the trailer alone shows the intention wasn't that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys think that
Innovative trailer.
the freedom that he had with his career based off of the massive success that he had in the 80s is what derailed him in the 90s? Like, the fact that he did what he did, and then it was like, okay, so I'm going to do Oscar and Stop or My Mom Will Shoot or Rhinestone and Daylight and all these other films. Do you think it was a fault or his downfall by being so successful in the 80s that he could just do whatever he wanted in the 90s?
I would agree yes and no to that statement because, I mean, I think his own ambition was his downfall. Like you said, he wanted to be taken seriously. He wanted to be an artist. He wanted to be a writer and a director and to be truly viewed as a performer in all the sense of the word. And so I think it was just him kind of experimenting with what he had the ability to and ability for, and then like what people would accept. So I don't think necessarily it was that he was so financially successful that he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do all this. He always had the intention of doing all those things, but now that he was financially successful, it allowed him to.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, you have that much money, that much success in every facet of the business. I mean, you do have a little bit of just like, I can finance this.
Right.
Yeah,
I can put most of the money up to make this. So, it's similar to like what Cruz gets to do, right? You just get to, when you are the producer, you do whatever you want.
Right.
I think also some other things that come into play might be like favors for people as well, because like things like Spy Kids 3D and Ants was completely on a favor. He did not take any money for that.
Yeah.
Which he probably regrets. Or that sucks because that movie was pretty successful back in the day.
It's a shame that he couldn't have been in A Bug's Life.
I know.
I know.
The better version of the two.
Yeah. Right.
So talking about money, let's get into critical and box office here. This is this movie was distributed by TriStar. Rest in peace. Yeah. It would cost $70 million to make. It opened May 28th in 1993. It grossed domestically $84 million, foreign $170 million, for a total gross of $255. This movie made $250 million in '93.
It's a lot of money. Yeah, this movie did really well. It was the 10th highest grossing movie of 1993. I think we have a box office graphic.
Pull up that graphic. That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was saying it's like this movie. I feel like Cliffhanger gets remembered. I mean, we're going to talk about the IMDb score and the Rotten Tomatoes scores in just a second, but it feels like it's remembered by most people for about those scores. Like, that's kind of the level, right? Somewhere between 50 and 65%. It's like, it's an entertaining C, essentially, for most people. Yet, it was it made slightly less money than Schindler's List.
Like one of the greatest films of all time. And there's a ton.
Jurassic Park's on there.
Yeah, it's number one.
Isn't 93 a sweet year?
Yeah, so I wish I'd have written down more of the movies that were in there, but there's like, 10 to like 50, there are some of my favorite movies that have ever come out in there. So if you guys want to see the full list, go check it out at Box Office Mojo. But being 10th in 93 was a big deal.
I mean, look at Jurassic Park, Mrs. Doubtfire, The Fugitive, and Schindler's List. Those are 4 legitimate classics.
Every single movie in that list is a movie you've heard of.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like, and it is a movie that is referred to as a classic, even if it's not good. Everyone knows The Firm and In the Line of Fire.
Yeah, I mean,
Pelican Brief.
They were all successful. But I'm saying 4 of those movies are actual classic. Like Jurassic Park, Mrs. Doubtfire, The Fugitive, and Schindler's List are probably on like the 200 most iconic American films list.
Absolutely.
Maybe even Sleepless in Seattle.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Sleepless in Seattle. So you say that, and so half the list is some of the greatest movies of all time, and Cliffhanger made as much money as them.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And worldwide, I wouldn't be surprised if it did even better. That list was a little harder to find, but I think that is pretty crazy. 255, and that's the part of the whole equation where you're like, if you're going strictly on numbers,
which is really all that matters.
you'd be like, oh, 93, Stallone was on top. He was killing it, right?
Exactly.
As opposed to like, if you think about like the 2 movies in '85 when he had the $700 million year,
like just directly in his pocket for writing and producing and starring.
Rocky IV is our favorite Rocky. Like we talk about it
Yes.
constantly. I think it's most people's favorite Rocky.
It's a robot in it. It's great.
Yeah, right.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Billion pounds of pressure. Yeah.
Anything he hits, he destroys.
The Russians cut.
Oh, Brigitte Nielsen. God.
So
Yeah, so good.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just unbelievable if you just look at the numbers. Because in '85, he legitimately was on top of the world. He could do whatever he wanted, right? Like those are considered. I mean, Rambo: First Blood Part 2 is considered a total classic, like within the action genre.
Oh,
Complete
absolutely.
classic.
The same way that Terminator 2 is and Aliens is.
Yeah, yeah.
So critically, this is where things start to go a little awry.
Little south.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a 6.4 on IMDb, which is fine. That's pretty bad, but it's also
a little higher
serviceable.
than I would expect, actually.
Honestly,
to be honest,
if
yeah.
it was a flat 6, I'd agree with that. And this goes against our little algorithm that we have. It's got a 69% by all critics, a 50 by top, and a 51 by the audience. So
I find that remarkable that all critics give this movie almost 70%.
Yeah, it's almost fresh.
yeah, right. It's 20% higher than the audience score. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, it never happens.
I didn't pull reviews because of that.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to know what's going on in your head. But that being said, let's get into some more games.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Let's
do
do
it.
That's enough about all that.
Should we get into favorite line?
Shall
we get into
we?
favorite line? He's got all the best lines in the movie. Like, I like Lithgow in this movie so much. I was telling Andrew that I feel like he should have been like Austrian. He should have been like
sure.
Austrian or German and been like extremely sexually inappropriate. Like it should have been like what I wanted was like a scene where you like meet him and he's like sitting there smoking like a long cigarette with like in an inappropriate Speedo or something, and the woman walks in and he's got his like legs spread open and just like, you know what I mean? I just wanted to be so inappropriate, just because.
Are you just describing what you do on Saturdays?
Because he's such a cock. He's
is.
such a cock in this movie that it would not surprise me at all if he's like, I don't even know. I'm not going to keep going down that road.
I completely understand what you're saying, though. If they would have just taken it over the top instead of him, like, because he plays himself seriously.
Yeah, yeah.
If it was, like, ridiculous, like the bad guy in, what was that movie we just did with Schwarzenegger? The guy, the Freddie Mercury, fat Freddie Mercury.
Oh, right. Bennett from Commando.
Bennett from
Yeah,
Commando. If you would
yeah.
have done it like that, with that outfit, oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Gold.
My favorite line is, "You want to kill me, don't you, Tucker? Get in line."
Get in line.
That was really good impression as well. I personally, I've said it before, I like "Season's over, asshole." That's my favorite.
Mine is, you know what true love is? Sacrifice.
See, that's where he should have like grossly kissed her before he killed her.
Exactly,
Yeah.
like her neck and then shot her. And I love when he gets in, he's like, okay, we're partners again. And then he like takes off his scarf and sits down and waits. Just like, you're an asshole. I want to be you.
Perfect. My favorite line would be, "Wait till you see me bake a cake."
Yes.
Yeah, because she's great. That's another moment I liked in the movie with women, was that he's basically like, "You'd make someone a great wife," and then she's sarcastically like, "Wait till you see me bake a cake." Like, who fucking cares if I make a good wife? I'm strapping this bomb down. Okay.
She's a badass.
She is.
If not
Yes.
for him, she would have been the most badass person in the whole movie.
Rex
Oh, yeah.
Linger?
The woman, Crystal.
Yeah.
Yes,
If
the
not
mom
for
from
Stallone.
Hook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
the Princess
No,
Diary.
Yes.
Rex Lynn is the
yes.
guy. Rex Lynn's the shit weasel.
He's
Yes,
a shit
that
weasel.
He's the
guy.
shit weasel. Yeah, the bald head guy.
He's the double crosser guy.
Yeah.
He's part of the government, and then he was in on the plan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's what the hell's his name?
I know him from,
agent.
Oh, he's from Rush Hour.
Exactly.
He's in Rush Hour.
He's in something else too. I know exactly what you're talking
not
about.
Tucker. Who's what the hell's his agent something? What's his?
I don't
Yeah, they say it
remember
at
his
the end. I
character's
can't
name.
remember.
Yeah. Anyway.
So instead of what we normally do with like ranking our villain,
yeah.
these lovely ladies had a great idea for a game to play, and I actually am
Yes.
totally on board. Do you want to describe it? Or would you like me to?
Sure.
Okay.
So I wanted to say, what movie should John Lithgow be the villain for out of the movies that you've done here on this show? I want you to give me 3 movies that you've done on this show that you think he could substitute in as the villain and do just as good of a job or even better a job.
I love this. Guys, if you like this game, please play along at AMA Podcast. Let us know which movies in our catalog that you would rather have Lithgow be the villain. I think you should start, Miss Movies.
Okay, I'm going to start. Okay, the third one I would pick, and I know you guys are not going to like this, is Mission Impossible 3. Sorry, guys. I think
Outrageous.
Okay,
This
listen.
is absurd.
Done with you.
Top
Done with you.
action movie villain all the time.
No.
I think he could do just as good of a job.
Wow.
I mean, I don't doubt that his acting ability is there, but Davian, that's like it's literally top 5.
Those are words. Those
Come
are
on.
literally
Come on.
the words.
I love this. I love
right
this.
out of my mouth.
Okay, the second one,
Outrageous.
and we've said it before, I would go with Die Hard.
Over Gruber?
Yes.
Bateman, gotta calm down, man.
I'm not saying
Chill,
I'm not
bro.
saying over anyone. I'm saying also next to understudy. They could easily swap in, and
This
it would
is
still be
tough.
as good of a movie.
Okay.
If you
And
say
my-
General Hummel next, I'm gonna
I'm
throw
not.
a chair.
I'm not.
and lose it.
Yeah, it's 2 of my top 5. You just
Okay.
Or comedies.
And then the number one that I would say, yeah, we could do it, is Drive.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'll give
I
you that.
like that.
That's
Albert
good.
Brooks replacement?
Yeah.
That'd
Alright,
be
alright, high fives, high
sweet.
fives.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
All right,
high
I'll
fives.
give you
Yeah,
that. I'll give you
Brooks
that.
is really good, but I mean, I think
Good
he
job.
could be a really good substitute.
All right, Stacey, I feel like you're gonna do better.
Okay, cool. So my third one is a movie that I just talked about. I just saw it at Hollywood Forever Cemetery.
It's Shanghai Nights.
Speed. Shanghai.
I have Pain on my list too.
Yeah. Whoa.
I had it on mine originally and I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Now, I love Dennis Hopper, I do, but he is a little, like, with the maniacal laughter and everything over the top in Speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And,
so
like,
good.
exits and the bomb explodes. So I would love to see Lithgow just chew that scenery and tackle that role. Because I feel
Right.
like he would have brought a little more seriousness to the role, you know? Okay,
Yeah.
so then after that, okay, this one's an interesting choice. And it's not because I think he'd do a better job. I just want to see what he would do. Mad Max Fury Road, Immortan Joe. Because we haven't seen him do this, like, physical role,
Yes.
really.
If he could gain
Right.
about 200 pounds,
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
totally be on board with that.
And some hair.
I have a baby brother. He was perfect in every way. Or whatever. He'd be great. And then my number one was also Drive, because Albert Brooks brought this he had such a stillness to him, and he was
Yeah.
so creepy, and he
Yeah.
shaved his eyebrows and did all this. I mean, it was super weird, and I want to see Lithgow back in that dramatic,
Super
villainous
creepy,
role.
weird.
Super
Yeah.
creepy.
Right.
He
I
was
think he'd be
so
great.
good as the
He's
Trinity Killer.
So
It was
good.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
What do you
That's
got,
it.
buddy?
So my number 3 was Howard Payne. I think in Speed, I think that's a great comp. I'm a big fan of that. My second one is The Fugitive. It's the dude who's I can't think what his name is. But it's
The
the guy,
one-armed guy?
it's the dude who double crossed him.
Oh,
It's his
it's
friend
Richard.
Richard. Yeah.
Or no,
that-
his name is Richard.
Yeah, his name's Richard
But yeah,
Kimball.
yeah, I know exactly
But
what you're talking about.
It's the guy who double crossed him, the guy who gives him money in the,
The
street, who's
doctor.
giving the talk at the end. I just think Lithgow would have crushed that role.
He would be very good in that.
It's just dead on. It's the right year. It's like it's the right time period. He probably even read for the role, honestly. He was probably up for that role. And then my third one, which is my favorite, is he would replace Raymond Calitri from Gone in 60 Seconds. Because I think that Raymond Calitri's kind of a dumbass villain in that movie. He's got some lines that I very much enjoy, but I just think that like Lithgow would have just crushed that role. I think Lithgow would have been so evil. And if he plays the same level of evil that he does here, I think he would just be great.
the same level of evil.
I consider Tavington from The Patriot, but I just like Tavington so much.
So I'm gonna hop in there and take Tavington or General Cornwallis from The Patriot as
Right.
the third one. Damn him, damn that man. just have him do that.
Yeah,
It would be brilliant.
The voices are very similar.
Next, I'm gonna go Minority Report. I'm gonna have the
Oh.
for
It's well timed, guys.
yeah, it was good. Max von Sydow
Yeah.
for him, absolutely.
That's
I mean,
good.
great. And then the last one, because I think about that scene with the wife and him in the office when
Yeah.
she knows, like that would just be terrifying.
Yeah.
With Lithgow. And the last one is, do you want to do it? It's
What?
Crimson Tide.
Oh.
Your lines.
Oh, I love it. No, go ahead.
I don't even remember what the lines are.
The Hackman lines?
Yeah, gentlemen,
Yeah.
we're I can't remember,
There's just so many good ones. We're blowing it right now.
but you're at the top
Yeah.
of my list.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It was a short list.
Yeah, it would be short list. Yeah, it'd be great. That'd be good. I think
Him and
he'd be-
Denzel on screen too.
Yeah, it would be excellent. I think they would play well together. I mean, anybody in the movie with Denzel, directed by Tony Scott's gonna
it's
win.
gonna
you know?
win,
It's just
yeah.
a thing. It's a thing. So, excellent. Well, that was fun. Did everybody do their 3?
Everyone
did.
did. Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Yes.
I've got some if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Veronica.
I
The
think
ringer.
if we get him in there in Under Siege
Yeah.
as Tommy Lee Jones's part,
TLJ and Strong.
Okay,
Yep.
That's
okay.
great.
Strong
absolutely.
choice.
Get him in The Matrix as Agent Smith.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
thought,
Why
I thought
the-
of that one too. That was
Why the hell not?
my number 4.
Okay.
And finally,
That was 20 years ago.
The Edge as the Bear.
Yes. Yes.
Or as Baldwin. Why not?
Or as Charles.
Yeah.
Either one.
He'd be great
He'd be
as Baldwin.
so good as Baldwin.
Oh, he's not like young, sissy, handsome
We
enough
can't
to be Baldwin.
kill the bear, Charles. I like how he doesn't have a British accent ever, and we're gonna keep it though.
He's so good at it.
Just in
He's
this
so
movie.
good.
Yeah.
Then the Edge would turn into the Odd Couple with a bear in the forest.
Just him and Anthony Hopkins. I'm lost. I'm tired.
Let's get into recast, guys. We have a brief recast. We're recasting the lead 3 roles in this movie. If it were made today, the lead 3 roles were Rex Lynn, who is Agent Travers. Is that his name?
Travers, yes.
Is Travers?
Travers.
Yeah.
That's from a
Stop
different
transmitting, you stupid bastard.
stupid bastard.
Yeah. Travers is great. He loses it. I love that. John Lithgow's role, of course, and then Sylvester Stallone's role. So I'll jump in with one of my favorite recasts that I use consistently. But every movie I think
You
of
gonna
with
say
him in
Danny
it-
McBride?
Yeah.
Really?
Danny McBride as Rex Lynn as the age because he was such a buffoon. He was such a buffoon. And McBride's so good at being the buffoon.
I'm sorry you guys made me kill you and betray you on the plane.
Yeah.
that's what he would say. I like that. That's not bad.
That's good.
Always
It's
good.
not as good as mine, but what do you got?
Oh wait, you just gave one?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Yeah,
We're
we're
gonna do
just gonna-
all.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. The top.
Work our
Okay.
way up.
So we're starting with Rex Lynn's character. I'm gender swapping this, so I'm going Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, interesting
Jada
choice.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes. I just saw her in
Interesting
Bad
choice.
Moms, and I was like, I
The
can
double
see
cross.
this.
How was
I
Bad
can
Moms?
Still
see
do it,
this.
huh?
I loved Bad Moms, but
funny?
I'm a mom, guys. So I mean,
They had
makes
they had
sense.
a pretty strong built-in audience on that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
There's a lot that reflects my life. I'll just say that. More of the bad part.
I'm so pleased with mine.
Go ahead.
It's yours.
It's Fat Kilmer. How could it not
Yes.
be Fat Kilmer?
It's really good.
So good.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta
Perfect.
say. Yeah.
Well, mine, I did a gender swap as well, and I went with Eva Green. Or Ava Green, how do you pronounce it? Because
Ava Green,
she
yeah.
has, I'm watching her in like Penny Dreadful right now, look at like 300 Rise of an Empire, even like Sin City, James Kill 4. She's
Casino
always
Royale.
incredibly intense. You could totally see her as a double crosser. Like imagine her eyes in every scene on the mountain with her like black hair. Like she'd be
the
so...
snow.
Casino, she
Dark
pulls
as
the double
fuck.
cross early on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she'd be
yeah.
like Vikander in The Newborn if she
Yeah.
betrayed them.
Right.
That would be
Yeah.
sweet.
We need a Vikander count on this
We
show.
do.
Yeah.
I really do. I'll talk about her every episode, and Ben will talk about Tom.
Okay.
And then we got to get Diane
or
Lane in
Diane
there.
Lane.
Yeah,
Diane Lane. Ah, God bless her.
Award season coming up again, but without a movie, I'm still so bummed. I don't know if I'll see her again at the carpet.
I can't believe you didn't get to talk to her that
It
other
was
day.
so close.
Yeah.
I was so close. All right, John Lithgow's character. I go Paul Giamatti on this.
I like that a lot.
I thought
Okay.
Giamatti was a strong.
I watched
choice.
Sideways the other day again, and he's so
Sideways
good.
is so good.
Yeah.
That movie's remarkable.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Again, I'm gender swapping, so I'm going Angelina Jolie.
Oh.
okay.
Quaylen.
Right? Don't you want to see her just be a bad bitch
Yeah.
at something? Like just
do.
straight up
I
evil?
do.
Like
I wanted
not
to-
just like a badass, but like evil.
And I want
wanted
the
a girl-
accent.
yeah. I
Yeah.
wanted
Bring
a
the accent,
Girl
girl.
Interrupted again. I want her because she's a
Yeah.
good villain in Girl Interrupted. She's intense as fuck.
Mine's again. I think I just crushed this. I'll be honest. Christoph Waltz.
Oh yeah.
What is
Yeah,
it?
no,
Stop
that's-
transmitting. You stupid bastard.
Transmitting, you stupid bastard.
Sounds the same. Mine is gonna be. Think of one of the sexiest, badass British women working today, Helen Mirren.
Oh yeah.
Helen
She
Mirren.
might be. I think
Love
she.
it.
But it would be hard for her to sell the physical stuff running around a mountain at this point, right?
No, she did Red. She's gonna do Fast and Furious
Guess it's
8.
true.
She's
Yeah.
still killing
She's
it.
still
She's still
kicking.
kicking it. Yeah.
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 I
Mhm.
All right.
like that, and I like the gender swap again.
Yep.
Fair.
Yep.
We are sexist. No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. Let's work backwards. Who's your Stallone?
Oh, my Stallone. All right. I thought about who
I
are
gender
some
swapped
of the.
again.
I gender swapped again. Think about some of the most wonderful, beautiful, smart women working in movies and film, television, whatever today, and who stands out as someone who can do dramatic, serious roles, is incredibly charismatic, and just prove that she can do physical stuff. Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. I was just gonna say Emily Blunt.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
We use her in like every single recast.
Yeah,
so.
she's incredible.
when you wake up. Oh my God.
Explode. But yeah, she has proved herself to be like she outshined, what's the word? Tom Cruise in Edge of Tomorrow.
She really almost did.
She really almost did.
Yeah, so she could be that leading action lady. She could
Yeah.
do it. She should do it.
Get back to work,
Sicario.
Paige.
Sicario? Fuck yeah, Sicario.
I
yeah.
completely agree with you.
Yes.
We love Emily
We
Blunt.
love Emily
to
Blunt.
death.
Yeah.
I have a huge girl crush on her.
Who are
That-
Sorry, no,
Oh,
please.
sorry. Well, that, and I also love Jeanine Turner. I just want to show everyone in my notes. I have her name written with hearts.
There's a lot of hearts, guys.
Just right
There
here,
are.
because she's pretty incredible.
Andrew
but-
you chooses stars.
I do. I like to draw a star and write my name. Okay. For Sylvester Stallone. Oh, I was gonna say there's not many women we love more on the show other than Alicia Vikander, Emily Blunt, and Charlize Theron. There's
And Diane Lane.
and Diane Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Renee Russo.
I went Jason Momoa.
Oh.
I went
Interesting, I
Aquaman
like.
himself because
Okay.
he's big, he's buff, he's the type of guy you would want to see mountain climbing without a shirt on. And
Yeah.
I didn't use The Rock.
I don't think
'Cause I
that
wanted
mountain
to use The
climbers
Rock.
look that way though.
Hey, Stallone.
They don't look
at
like Stallone.
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
kind of small. They're wiry.
Yeah, they have to, you have to carry your own body weight around up a mountain.
Yeah,
Right.
You do
yes.
not want to weigh 260 pounds of pure muscle.
Right.
No.
But if you were,
But if you were, you'd
Jason
look
Momoa
like
would-
Stallone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Once again, I gender swapped this. Went with someone that I've liked for a long time. Recently from Ant-Man, and that is Evangeline
I do love
Lilly.
Evangeline
I
Lilly.
love Evangeline Lilly.
Lord of the
I've used
Rings,
her a
my
number of
girl.
times.
Yeah.
Used her a number of times. Big fan.
I love that you guys
fan of
didn't just go straight for like the Rouseys of the world out there and like the
Right.
Gina,
Yeah.
or, what's her name? Gina
Gina
Carano.
Carano. Yeah,
Because
I
they
like
can't
that.
act. I gotta
Exactly.
go with the
That's
actresses.
exactly why I said that.
I'm sorry that I made that statement, but
look.
it's true.
It's honesty. That's what we do on this show. This show's about honesty.
Yeah.
Speaking of a jack dude who can act, I'm gonna go Vin Diesel.
Oh.
I thought about Vin, but I was like, his belly would rub against the rock too much when he was climbing.
He'd have his weird like sun nipple tattoo or whatever.
He could like Vin if he needs to. I feel like he can get shredded.
I think he still can.
Well, anybody in Hollywood can get shredded if
Right.
you're rich enough. You
Yeah,
just pay
you
for
just
HGH.
get a trainer. Yeah, and an HGH.
Yeah. So there you go.
I
Vin Diesel,
like that.
Paul Giamatti and Danny McBride.
Of course. Why not? So, guys, we're going to do it today. We're going to do Cage versus Cruz
Versus Stallone.
Yes! So excited. And
Wow.
the inspiration for this is that on your guys' show, the 6 Degrees of Film podcast, you guys have, what is it? It's like What If Stallone?
It's better with Rocky. is
Yeah.
what
Better
it's
with
called.
Rocky is the actual segment title. So
That's
we
right.
thought we would take our ideas for Cage and our ideas for Cruz. Or, I mean, I just mixed those two up. And Stallone. So we've got some lines here that anyone can say, anyone can try them out. I'm going to jump in with, you know what real love is? Sacrifice.
They give me chills.
You know what
They give me
real love
chills.
is?
Oh my gosh.
Sacrifice.
Whoa. Let's see if I can do a slide.
You know what real love is? Sacrifice.
Yeah.
That was close. I can't. Stacy's much better.
That was good.
I'm okay with, and this, just so you guys know, this stemmed from us doing Rocky as one of our feature films, and then me trying to do a terrible impression
The
throughout
entire
episode.
podcast.
And I'm so bad at it, but I continue to try. So here's mine. Yo, you know what real love is? Sacrifice.
That's pretty good.
That's what it is.
Wait, what about Finney though?
Finney.
What about Albert Finney?
Kill a few people and they'll murder. Kill a million and they'll conquer.
You ever involved with crab cakes? They're delicious.
You should see me make a cake. That's a different accent altogether. I don't even know what I was doing.
That was like a 30s gangster accent right there.
You know what real love is? It's sacrifice. It's great.
That was good.
Okay, if you guys are still listening, which I don't blame you if you're not, I think that can wrap up Cruz versus Cage
Yeah, I think
versus
it's fine.
Stallone.
Sure.
Stop transmitting the show, you stupid bastards.
Damn him.
Guys, that's going to wrap up that. We have 3 action movie categories to choose from. We always like to put the movies into a category. Those 3 categories are totally legitimate, which is kind of like The Fugitive or Terminator 2. Totally ridiculous, which is going to be like Con Air or Face Off, kind of falls off a cliff of totally absurdity, no pun intended. And lastly, we have legitimately ridiculous or ridiculously legitimate, which is the middle category. It's kind of like a hybrid. It's compelling. It's awesome, but it's a little silly. It's Speed, it's Point Break, it's
The
Air
Rock,
Force One, The
yeah.
Rock, Predator, movies like that.
It's actually kind of, it usually ends up being the best category to be in for the show.
Yeah, but this movie to me is totally ridiculous.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I'm going to hop on and just say,
What?
Disagree.
No.
Disagree.
I love it. I love it.
You know, if they didn't take out that scene where he jumped the 40 feet to the other cliff, then I might be on board.
That's
but I'm
fair.
going ridiculously legitimate.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's really fair. I think that's the. I mean, obviously, it's not totally legitimate.
Yeah, right.
Not at all.
No.
I mean, who can make a snowman in like 2 seconds?
Is this ridiculously legitimate? Is it self-aware of its jokes? Like, how many dumb jokes does it make? How many times did you actually laugh unintentionally that they didn't? You know?
This movie feels totally ridiculous to me. I don't know. That's just how I felt when I was watching it.
Here's the thing, though. First, for me, the legitimate part of it comes with the fact that they took the action very seriously. They invested so much time, so much money, and they were genuinely concerned about how people looked at this film and how audiences reacted to it. And they acted legitimately in it. They truly put forth the effort in the dramatic part. But the ridiculousness of it came in like the little stunts and the one-liners and the 90s cheese that's like little cheese on top, you know? Which I like because I'm all about 90s cheese. I'm a kid of the 90s, you know? I'm all about it. So
I just, as much as I loved it, and as much as Lithgow is my favorite part of the movie, he's an absurd and ridiculous villain.
Yeah.
He's laughable the whole time.
Yeah, you know what? You made a great argument, but I'm still going to go totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 and 2. You
It's
guys
fine.
got to break
girls
the
versus
tie.
boys, gender swap.
Right?
Hashtag yes, all women. Yes.
So, guys, we have one last thing on the show, and it's called
The Pitch!
I got it.
That was as good as it's ever going to get.
Yeah,
That was
3 people.
4.
Did you do it?
Oh, you didn't.
I did
No,
the
she
pitch
did.
part.
I heard the pitch.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did the pitch.
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah, I was like, pitch. Because
And a panther. You can't beat that. So, guys, we have kind of an odd one for next week.
Yeah.
On the one end, you could pitch the movie you're pitching, and pitch it as much as you're able to.
So I haven't seen this movie, and I think that's probably the most exciting thing about it. It's the mechanic, guys. I've heard such great things about this movie. It's been brought up for years. It's got 2 of my favorite people in it, Jason Statham and Ben Foster.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be an incredibly compelling action movie. Ben Foster's got new stuff coming out right now. I think it'd be really cool. It'd be trending. It'd be fun. And it's also, like I said, it's a movie that not a lot of people talk about or have seen. So let's go through it together.
And they're advertising a sequel for it, Mechanic Resurrection,
Right.
I think, or something.
Mechanic
Revolution?
restarted.
Something.
Resurgence.
Resurgence. It comes out in a couple weeks, I think. So there's a new mechanic. So like people will be seeing it. So that's it. On my end, I have one of my favorite movies, which is Lone Survivor, and that's an awesome and incredible war movie. It's a true story. It's got also Ben Foster, Mark Wahlberg, Taylor Kitsch, and Emil Hirsch in the main roles, with Eric Bana as a supporting role. One of, honestly, my favorites. If you guys are fans of the show Friday Night Lights, it's directed by Peter Berg. It's got Explosions in the Sky doing the music, just like they do in the show FNL. Takes itself pretty seriously.
Yeah, it's a straight up war movie.
Yeah, but
Badass.
it's got a lot of action, and it's awesome action, and it's great performances. I love the movie to death. So I'll be happy doing either one of them because I haven't seen The Mechanic either, and it's supposed to be entertaining, and that's what the show is. So we'll put that Twitter poll up. You guys can follow along with the conversation. Let us know what you want to see. That's at AMA Podcast on Twitter. If you want to find me personally, I'm at Ben Bateman Media on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm at Miss Movies on Twitter, not on Instagram.
All right.
I'm Andrew Ghai. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram now that I've started an Instagram after fighting it for 2 years. I'm
Ha! You
back.
stupid bastard.
I'm back. Damn it. Damn him. And you can also find me here every week at 12:30 on AMA.
And you can find me on Twitter at SOHoward2012, as well as Instagram at Stacy O. Howard. So there you go.
And ladies, where can the folks find your podcast? Talk about it for a second.
Oh my goodness. Our podcast is on YouTube under my channel, which is Hit or Miss Movies. So you can find it there. You can also find it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher if you just search 6 Degrees of Feature Film.
Give us a really, really quick breakdown on what that is. I know we've actually talked about your guys' show numerous times on this show because we were on it. But in case you guys have never seen it or you haven't seen us talk about it, what's the pitch meeting?
It's basically we take one film and we show how 6 other films link up to it in some strange way, shape, or form. The other day we had movies with marching band scenes in it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
But we never just talk about those 6 or 7 films. We always go off. I'll go off on a tangent about The Mummy for 30 minutes and Brandon Fraser's hair flop because I love it so much. So
And
we
then
talk
I'll cut
about like
the
20,
feed.
30 films. Yeah. Wait, you do that? I don't listen to our own show. But yeah, we just ramble on and talk about this guy was in this and he would be great in this and have you seen this? And so you go on and on and on about movies and the list is endless.
And we have great guests.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yes.
us.
Yes.
So if you like our show, you will love their show.
Yeah, absolutely. There's actually like a lot of the same guests that I think have come on both of our shows. Roka was recently on our show,
Yeah.
their show.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will catch up with you next week. Hang on.
Bye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.